there's two languages to students, so I'll try to not say any nonsense and you'll try to pretend that you heard things, okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about the architect and participatory design process. And for that, this is the main questions we are trying to answer. So how can management with users, and as a result, develop the relationship between architecture and society. This is part of the master's dissertation, and it's divided into two parts: the theory that is free, that has three special cases, 5 years, normal. And the second part is the project, the final project, that we actually try to get out of the university environment and go to the context of the neighborhood in Lisbon. So we did a little approach that I don't have time. So about how it's important in the 70s and in the 60s, this urge to find new alternatives to housing and to architecture and ways of doing architecture. And this is actually really important because then we start to wonder why is it so important again in the 21st century? Why is this again teaching in school? And this will be the starting point. So these two definitions, one from the Paio and another for these standards, about what is participatory architecture. So they will say clear, one of them is trying to say that it's a new alternative, so exactly it's not the solution for housing, is the new alternative, the new direction. And Sanders is saying that how can people that are not professionals in design actually work together with people that are professional in design? So this is the first theoretical case. It's from OIKONET, and I'm focusing more on participation as a social engagement. Well, as you know, it was really part of the debate on the 70s and the debate about how can we see architecture now, so how these modern references that we have resonance are kind of ignoring history, and is it claiming that how can we do without history, and he's saying history is not just the context or the building or everything that happens there. Actually, history is the people that live there, and how are they building without considering this. And makes kind of an appeal in his building on paper for architectural participation to the contemporary architect to do everything as possible to maximize the representation of his work as this, but not easy. This is the So in this paper on architectural participation, he clearly divides the process in 3 stages: the definition of the problem, the development of the solution, and the evaluation of the results. He's saying that the development of the solution is right now, or in the 80s and actually right now, the most important one, and that doesn't make sense once we need to evaluate the results. So we have to before and know what is the problem. To then obviously find a solution to that problem, and obviously then see the true nature of the context, the reality. And only then the separation between architecture and reality can be broken. So this is one of the biggest cases. I believe next to Paio because it also has a huge social influence. This was in Portugal from 79 to 76. It was around 200 operations, so 200 neighborhoods that in 2 years started, and in 2 years 7,000 houses were built with architects and with a population. So basically really sending out, the government gave the money and the architects gave the technical support, and the community basically, well, their time. Well, that is for the conversation. This is another case that also has a strong social value and motivation, but it's completely in another context. So And this is in the heart of Paris. There's like these 14 families that have got together, and they're actually still the same families living there today. And they got together because they wanted to live in a different way. So they reached out to Vietnam home. I don't know, this is how to say in French. And they bought these old industrial place and completely constructed this housing development. The second case is heroin and GNL spaces. This is the same another frame, it's completely different from the dialogue. So how can we actually use these technologies not as the final purpose, but saying the other way around? How can we use these technologies in human scale and to reach nature way of living? So he's separating the infield and the outfield, the structure and the inside. So the housing process could be more natural and adaptable not only in space but also in time. And well, this is quite a nice idea, and Museum World actually did it. So although it seems kind of a topic, actually it's not. It's very plausible. This is a very interesting case, mainly because it's one of the biggest participatory cases of this time. But also because actually it began from the will of the students to do this. So the University of Brussels actually said, here's a project for you for your housing accommodation. What do you think? And they said, well, we are medical students, we are already boring enough, so we don't want a boring place to live. So they actually reached out to the Museum Court and we said, with us, well, this is actually the edit that was completely designed by the students and also and this is the working side that, although it kind of seems chaotic, it's actually the perfect materialization of the process that everybody has this one. Actually, this one is the fastest. The last case is storage and self-help reality. So taking a step back into the reality of the third world and how the network, the walking network can actually work for the benefit of the ones that live there, because it's actually a great testament of reaching new lights and then realizing that actually everybody's doing fine. So what is that there? He says that the first 3 experiences were a disaster, and he considers the argument to be deaf and even blind to this reality where he thinks that can actually pose his knowledge over his already working reality. So this is the open service network that he proposes. Not as a solution, but if you can work like this, why not use the local entities in the way? It is interval. So this is actually interesting. He says the best results are obtained by users who are in full control of the design. It's also very important if he builds it with his own hands, that's very important. So this is the kind of definition of freedom to do that he's talking about. So the user has the power, but has also the power to say no, I want to build it. Well, this is the second book, the Housing Like the book, where he tries to answer to these 2 main questions. So after all, who decides and who provides all the situation. And then he explains these 2 approaches, so locally and centrally administrated systems. As you can notice, they're kind of layers on each other. But it's not that one is right or one is wrong. It's that one is right for a certain reality and another obviously for another. So this was very important to do this kind of approach to all these case studies and to understand why it was such a huge important subject in the 70s and the 80s, and then it just vanished, and now it's again, rising. So this is part of the project. This is a city of Lisbon in Portugal, near Lisbon. And this is the Paio foundation. It's a social neighborhood. It has something like 5,000 people living there right now. And it was built in around the 70s, so also this time. It's characterized by its three neighborhoods that actually are different, distinguished by its colors. And the part where there is a green area that ironically is next to the neighborhood, but people from the city actually park here, get into the park, and then go out, and the people from the neighborhood just, well, live here. So there's no connection. So we propose to do basically what, as I said, we are here, and we are in a university project, and that's in the neighborhood. It's in one project with some other, so we try to get the project and put it in the real context and see what we want to do. Right? That's what this is. So, well, this is not a new scheme. So this is the site. So this is the in one and the blue one in the park. We wanted to do obviously the connection between the two of them. The first section was to create the connection between them. Then we were to realize that it was part of the plan that they cancelled it. And then do the connection between the two of them by enlarging the sidewalk, doing the structure that is basically what Hebron is defending, and breaking the structure by some key lines. So this is a before, so normal construction. It was completely impossible to go from one place to another easily, and this is basically the position of the structure that allows not only to create this new face of the park between the neighborhoods and the park, but also to, in the future, some functions inside. So for that, we need to do this kind of render two activities. One of them was, well, images looking hierarchy in the board, whether they like or not. And in the second one was going to be several taller blocks, including the 100 scale of the structures. These are some images of what happened there, so actually we are on trees. And later on, we did kind of a close resume of all of it. So these are just the main ones. So as you can see, the function is agreement, so well, we kind of analyze everything, and we are trying to obviously go back there and do the circle. So right now we are here, and it's supposed to go there again. And okay, that's it. Yes, I wonder if you can describe a little bit about the problems and challenges you face architecture in this way with participation in Portugal. So it actually took something like 9 months to go to the neighborhood and find the confidence with people to allow us to do this, because they are very close, as usually you see in social neighborhoods. They are very close to the inside. It's really hard to get people in, and we actually were lucky because there were some people outside doing some movies about that last year, and they already kind of opened the idea of someone getting in from the university, completely out of usual quotidian activities, and saying, well, so what do you want in your neighborhood? And it was actually awesome that they said, oh, this is so cool, like my kids have like a better place to do this, and barbecue, you know, that seems quite nice. So, did I answer?